Alright, so what is going on, guys? We're back on another video today, and we are in our 49ers franchise, technically, because a lot of people ask about what my sliders are for this series, and so far I'm actually really liking the sliders of late. We tweak these almost every single week, it seems. I gotta try to make sure there's no spoilers on the bottom, and I was gonna just have it in a video, but I would get the comments because not everyone's going to watch every single video. But basically, these are my sliders for right now. I do have quarterback up a bit because right now older quarterbacks just aren't upgrading, and basically there's no chance to upgrade them if they're not higher. Honestly, you might even want to put them even higher, but this is what I have right now. Fullbacks never upgrade, so I always put that maxed. These I think are fine. Offensive linemen, I think I probably would boost it, but for right now I don't really care to have too many high offensive linemen. I feel like it's more of a challenge when you get pass rushed anyways. Defensive tackle, I think, is a harder position upgrade, so you put that a little higher. Everything else, though, I think is perfectly fine. Kicker, punter, probably could just max these, honestly. You just don't get any XP for kicking and punting, even if you win, like, Kicker of the Year. But those are the sliders for XP. Now, this is the one you guys want the most. Right now, we have a 43 QB accuracy rating, which I think for Jimmy... Let me take a look at Jimmy's actual ratings. Jimmy Garoppolo has 85 deep, 87 medium, 91 short. So outside of the deep accuracy, he probably should hit most of his throws. And for the most part, he probably misses wild misses that could easily be picked. Maybe misses 2 out of 8 to 10. So I think that's pretty fair. You could maybe drop this a little bit more, maybe to 40 if you wanted. Pass blocking 53 on All-Madden. Once again, these are All-Madden. It's probably in the title. 53 on All-Madden. We still get destroyed by almost anyone, but I think it gives us around 3 to 5 seconds minimum usually, and it kind of makes you have to actually think about what you want to do. Now, wide receiver catching at 44, we don't catch everything, but we do have some spectacular catches, so anything under 45 I think is fine. Run blocking, I recently dropped these a bit, and we get gaped in the run game, so on All-Madden you might have to bump these a little bit, but for me, I'm sick of seeing so many wide open rushing lanes, so I think under 45 again is good. Now this slider, this is like one of the most controversial sliders in all of Madden. I don't know if you want this higher or lower. I've seen people do 0 to 100 real quick, and I'm sorry, I had to, it was there, and they've shown no difference. However, I'm pretty sure the lower the better, I think. But right now the coverage is pretty good for me. Our user defenders aren't really covering that well with 27 coverage. Picks, we're catching a lot of picks, but we are dropping a few AIs, which I like because, we're seeing in real life right now, there's a lot of people missing easy interceptions. As a Packers fan, I seen like 2 alone in the Panthers game that were just like, how? Anyone should catch those. Tackling at 48. Now, QB accuracy, because the QB's decision-making is so bad in Madden, I just have it higher, like 77. I don't know what people normally put it on. That's the biggest unrealistic thing you're going to get, is the quarterbacks are going to hit their throws the majority of the time, no matter who they are with my sliders. But once again, I think it's the only way to really counter bad decisions. I showed it in our playoff game against the Falcons, I believe last season, where Matt Ryan had 2 wide open streaks, one to Julio, one to Calvin Ridley, I believe. Didn't take either one of them. 5 yards of separation. Didn't take either one of them, and, one ended up in a punt, the other was a field goal. So, those game-changing plays, so at least with the accuracy, they're going to hit the throw. You don't want too much against the AI. Wide receivers, 73 might be a little excessive. They pretty much don't drop the ball against me. But once again, I like a harder challenge, so maybe 69. Run blocking at 72, maybe 60, maybe 68, 69. Give that, I'll put a 68 on that. Fumbles at 40, I think is fine. Once again, this slider, I just don't even know. I don't know if I want coverage and pass defense higher, one of them lower. I don't know. If you tell me which one is which one is which. If this is supposed to be lower, do 35. If it's supposed to be higher, do 65. If coverage is supposed to be lower, do 29. If it's supposed to be like this, do 79. Basically, so if you are smarter than me, you know what you should have, just do it that way. But right now, their coverage has been pretty damn good. Even some of the most overpowered routes are pretty stoppable for the AI. Slants aren't guaranteed to be open. They are very good, and so are out routes, but you could have max sliders, and I think if you have the look, an out route will win this year because they're so good. Tackling at 51, maybe a little higher, but I think tackling for me, from what I've tested, it doesn't really work against elusive backs. They break the tackle anyways. It just works against power backs, so I don't know about that. Injuries I've recently lowered because let's just say the episode you're going to see a little bit later today, if you're going to watch, pretty interesting. Let's just say that. Fatigue 42, because I like to see, you know, the fun players out there more, and still they're not going to play forever. They're still going to see backups. Don't change that. I should probably put the punt accuracy higher because, once again, I don't know if this affects the AI, but the AI's punting is so bad in this damn game. The AIs will punt it from the 50 and land it inside the 30 to 22 range like 8 times out of 10. It's so dumb. I don't get that. Like, you would be fired on the, like, you would be fired by next game if you did that more than once in a game. Like, there's just no point. Face mask at 28. I don't see enough face mask, so maybe raise that a little bit. Holding, maybe raise that a little bit too. False start. The AI usually tries to hit you with this the most, so if you want it easier, I guess, put it higher, but I think that's fine. And I think that's fine. I like a little bit lower illegal block in the back because it's just such a stupid penalty. And you see it in real life, but you don't see it as much as you do in Madden. Madden, you see it a lot. Roughing the passer, the AI hits you really late. So once again, if you have this higher, you're going to get a lot of free penalties, I think. So I think these are good sliders. And hey, maybe you don't need to ask me anymore. I don't know. These are the sliders I literally play on. So if you have suggestions to make them better, let me know. Let me know in the comment section below. So, I mean, this is what people have been asking for. It's not, oh, these are the sliders you should have. These are just the sliders that I play on, and a lot of people like them, apparently. So, here you go. I guess this is what I do. So, once again, leave me a comment if there's a better suggestion. If you have an actual definite answer to the pass defense reaction time, the fumbles and pass coverage, maybe the injury slider. I'm pretty sure the lower it is, the lower chance they happen, right? So having them around 30 was too high for us, so 24 might be too high as well. But anyways, that's the video. Hopefully we get less questions about the sliders. I'll just say I made a video. Here you go. All right, so let's test it against this defense. Of course, you got a really god-tier defense. We put in a guy like John Ross. We also put in Deebo Samuel, so you're not looking at the best options on offense. You can see there they smoked us, but they were supposed to because they did have the D-line win just right here. You know, they're winning that, so look for the pass. They're not in coverage. What the hell is the red line? I don't know what the red damn line is. I remember like somebody told me what it was, but I just completely forgot what it was. QT, you know, this should maybe get about 4 yards. Gets a little bit more than that, but Bosa gets blocked. Normally I see in a user league that doesn't get blocked, and I'm honestly shocked it was, so that's impressive. Here, you know, coverage right across the middle, and you're going to get pressured up the middle after a decent bit of time. I think I like the pass rush sliders pretty nicely. Maybe you have to, like you can see here, this is a blitz, so you slant Pettis to see what the coverage is like. I mean, it's pretty decent. And he drops the ball there. He closes down on us pretty nicely. You know, that's really good. Here, screen on the blitz, and he's going to get, you know, hit. Too many guys coming after us. It's not easy by any means. Not easy by any means at all. Run, we have the matchup one. You get about 2-3 yards maybe. So you might struggle a little bit with the power back, unless, you know, of course, you have like armbar or what is it called? Bulldozer. There goes Ross. I mean, he's breaking tackles, finding some lanes. You know, it's not consistent. You know, they're not going to constantly bust through. Sometimes they do just break right through you, though. Inside, they played off. Pettis gets wide open. But you're seeing sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. And I like that rather than always getting destroyed or always getting, you know, wide open. Let's run the ball. Here we win the matchup. Get about 9 with one of the fastest players in the league at running back. Wanted to put someone less talented there, but the speed is kind of showing up. You know, covered there. My number one read was covered. Throw it underneath to Jonnu. He drops it. You know, I think offensive sliders are almost perfect. I'm still trying to figure out if the defensive ones are, you know, like, you know what I mean. Offensive for us blocking, their defensive are fine. But our defense, you know, is our defense good? That's the question. You see Kittle kind of open. How the hell did he get that throw off? Kittle kind of open-ish. But yeah, if you want to maybe drop the coverage just a tiny bit, I would maybe recommend doing it. But overall, I like the way they play, and you got to remember we have a very good defense. I want to show more I want to show their offense, but for some reason I was getting this stupid glitch where you just don't get They just don't hike the damn ball. I don't understand that at all. But, I mean, I think that's pretty damn good. Once again, let me know suggestions for what you guys have. Maybe you have even better sliders, because obviously there is no such thing as a perfect set of sliders, considering you have to factor in team skill level as well. Of course, this is a top-tier team. Maybe Jimmy Garoppolo is one of the guys holding us back a little bit, because, you know, he's an 82 overall. Not perfect. You know, if we got a guy that can maybe run a little bit faster, you know, things change. But for me right now, and you guys suggested, you know, asked for it, I think this is near perfect. So let me know what you guys think. But that's about it. And yeah, I would say like and subscribe, but I kind of just did, didn't I? Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe check out the Niners video later today. Hopefully come back for next video. But until next video, hopefully this helped anyways. See ya!